If I were to choose between this T-Roc and the 2022 Polo GTI, I would choose the T-Roc for the following reasons. Number one is the overall versatility and the practicality of the T-Roc. You just get more out of the T-Roc compared to the GTI. The T-Roc is a fun car to drive when you want it to be, and it is fuel efficient when you drive like a normal person, and overall the practicality and space you get with the T-Roc just makes sense, and it's better compared to the GTI. Number two is the peace of mind that comes with a T-Roc. Because to be honest, when you drive a VW, especially a Polo GTI, you live in constant paranoia, wondering when will your car be stolen or hijacked. But when you drive a car like a T-Roc, people don't even realize that you are driving a 700,000 rands car. They don't care. But with the GTI, like in my case, the first week of owning the GTI, I was very paranoid. I don't want to lie. Every time a car suddenly stops in front of me, I was panicking. I felt like someone would just jump out with an AK-47 and be like, hey, Zach, pum, 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 oh shit, lala pants, let's Buddha, mukitrantis via boy. GTI gone in 60 seconds. This car moves. You would swear the fuel tank is filled with Red Bull. But also, I don't condone violence, but I feel like one day we must find the person who's responsible for pricing VW cars and moor him. Because honestly, VW prices don't make sense. It's crazy how the prices of VW cars overlap across the VW range. Like for instance, the price of a T-Roc top of the range R-Line can get you a 1.4 Tiguan R-Line. And now, which makes me wonder, why would you spend Tiguan money on a T-Roc? The same applies to the 2022 Polo R-Line. The price of a fully spec'd 2022 Polo R-Line can get you a base model Polo GTI. Which makes me wonder, why would you spend 500k on a 1-liter 3-cylinder hatchback instead of getting a 2-liter that is more fun to drive? And that's just crazy to me. Welcome to another video. My lady loves this car so much, and the first day I brought it home, she was impressed. She wanted to sleep in the car. But Mina, when I wanted to sleep in the GTI, she said that's not going to happen. Nam ngambamba with the T-Roc. Magat say, hey, baby, this car, hey, pum, 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 pum. That's not going to happen. I did a detailed walk-around review of the T-Roc earlier this year, and in today's video, I'll merely be just giving feedback on the driving experience. So I won't cover the things which were already covered in the first video. And if you haven't seen the walk-around review, don't worry. You can continue watching this one, and then you will check out the first review later, and everything will gel together nicely. Performance wise, the T-Roc has a 2-liter turbocharged petrol engine mated to a 7-speed automatic transmission, and all the T-Roc models are only available in automatic. The power output is 140 kilowatts and 320 newton meters of torque, which is more or less the same power you get with the Polo GTI. This car moves from 0 to 100 in 7.2 seconds, and the claimed average fuel consumption is 7.2 liters per 100 kilometers, which is achievable in real life. I tested it, unlike other SUVs that I won't mention from a country I won't mention. When it comes to overall driving comfort, this car is riding on some low-profile tires, but when you are driving on uneven roads, you don't really feel the bumps that much. The only annoying thing is the tire noise and wind noise when you are cruising at highway speeds. Add to that some rattling sounds to the dashboard, and you get a very irritating drive, because you would be cruising at 120 kilometers per hour and you'll be hearing like then from the dashboard, and that's just irritating. Overall, the riding comfort is not bad, and it is way better compared to the Polo GTI, because the GTI is kind of stiff. So when you are driving like on bumpy roads, the bumps kind of get to you, and it's worse with the leather seats because they are kind of hard. So when you are driving on bumpy roads, it kind of feels like you are hitting potholes with a bicycle, like. The Beats audio sound system is available as an option on the T-Roc R line for 10,000 rands, but that option was not added in my car. The factory audio system sounded just fine, and here's how it sounds. This car comes with heated front seats with 3 heat levels. There's knobs and buttons for the aircon, but the crazy part is that you can also control the aircon using the touchscreen. Like, what's the point of having so many features that do the same thing? Because the more features you have, the more there is to go wrong with your car. Then they tell you they can't figure out what's wrong with your car. When speeding, the car doesn't feel like it will make your memorial service to be sooner than you anticipated. You could be doing 160 or 180 kilometers per hour, and you won't feel like you are flying until you lose control and your whole life flashes in your eyes in slow motion. Don't ask me how I know this, it's a story for another day. This car comes with a 3-year 120,000 kilometers warranty and a 5-year 90,000 kilometers service plan, whichever comes first. So for the first 5 years or 90,000 kilometers, we are sorted, and the service interval is 15,000 kilometers, meaning after every 15,000 kilometers, you must take your car for service. In terms of pricing, this car starts from 635,000 rands without any extras. And the only optional extra I feel is really necessary in this car is the rear camera system plus park assist, which costs 6,600. When fully spec'd, the T-Roc R line costs 700,000 rands. So if you finance a 635,000 rands car for 5 years with a 10% deposit and no balloon payment at the current prime lending rate of 7.75%, your installment will be roughly 11,500. You can use an average of maybe 1,700 for insurance and 2,500 for fuel and do the math. So is this car worth buying? Well, considering the price alone, there are other better options out there, but when you consider other factors such as fuel consumption, a Haval is not an option. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel for more car content in a Mzansi context.